don't get it.
I'm trying.
I mean, what kind of thumbnail was that?
What? What's wrong with the thumbnail?
Who was in the middle?
Look, I was in the middle.
Yeah, well, why? we have a special guest. You don't even know who the special guest is.
I know the special guest.
Well, what? Because you work for C3, this big entertainment company? I knew Rich from...
I not just work for C3. I'm the official Stooge ambassador.
Well, first of all, until we go live, why even bother telling them? I knew Rich from 2008, and he should have been in the middle, or me, and you put us on the ends. I don't get it.
You know,
but Rich isn't even in the thumbnail.
You're in every thumbnail. You're in the middle. You're on. You're in the middle on almost everything. And look, I know it's your channel, and you're Curly's grandson. And yes, people confuse me for being Curly's grandson because I seem to be in a lot of things.
Why? Because Curly's
But I never say I am.
Curly's
and you know what? Look, you showed up late.
Oh,
you
yeah.
showed up late.
6:01. Be here at 6. You're right. I was
no,
late.
we were like, hey, why don't you come early?
Well,
like 5:30.
Hey, I know something,
And
Andy.
this way, what?
Speaking of coming in late, why don't you talk to us about your day?
What? Why? What's wrong? Oh.
Yeah, maybe we
I
should
should tell that
fans.
story. All right, I should tell that story.
Well, are you sure?
It is funny.
You don't think?
I don't care.
I don't think. But anyways,
So, you know what? I will tell that story.
Okay, so
because
anyways,
I'm confident
you don't.
nobody
Rich
is going to watch this.
Rich Gallo, super
Yes.
fan.
Super fan, Rich
Super
Gallo.
got all kinds of great memorabilia. I'm sure he's going to be a great guest. But you had him like hanging on the edge, sort of like we do at Dermick. You know, like he's got taxidermy, he's stuffed on the edge. But anyways, I know Rich.
Okay.
I know what
We're
he
gonna
sounds
get to
like.
Rich. We're gonna get to our.
Well, why don't?
Well, can we do our intro?
Well, I didn't even know we were live.
We've been live.
Is that what the green light means?
Oh yeah.
Hello.
I actually didn't know that there was a green light there.
Hello.
All right, start over.
Hello.
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 Hello. And welcome to Stooge Talk Live. I am your host, Andy P.
Hey, and I'm Curly G, the youngest grandson of Curly Howard from the Three Stooges. You know this guy. And Cricky D isn't here, but you know what? We got a special guest, I think.
Yeah, we do have a special guest that I do know. Yes. You think I don't know him? But I know him. You guys are gonna love him. And also, but before we get to it,
You got it fixed?
I got it fixed.
Wow.
And it happened quick. When did I look at this?
Did they use whale wax on the thread so it doesn't rip?
Look at the inside. I don't even know how they fixed it.
How did they fix it? How much did that cost?
A lot of
That probably cost more than my wife's wedding dress. I spent at least $30 on it.
The best part, it not only cost a lot of money, the whole jacket was probably $8 when I bought it originally.
And now I'm just worth $800. This guy's smart with his money. He doesn't have much. Hi, folks.
But now we can get back to maybe shooting some Stooges bits.
Shooting?
And if you notice, all right, so I do have a little band. I gave blood today. Well, I didn't give blood. They drew blood. They drew blood, and I sprained my ankle.
Why'd they put the needle in your ankle?
No, it's two different stories.
Isn't there another song, Give Blood?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but my eye feels infected. Whoa!
Oh. So, yes, I did. Should I tell the story about being late or no?
Do you want to wait until Rich?
Oh, do we want to get to Rich?
I don't know. It's kind of late. Isn't he on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know because you don't really know him.
And by the way, it's almost 7 o'clock on the West Coast, and that's because of you. You showed up so late.
Oh wait, I showed up 1 minute late, and that's because you didn't answer the door.
About,
and second of all,
about 31 minutes
Andy was having,
late.
Guess this, audio problems. Audio problems, not internet yet, just audio. Who would have guessed? Who would have thought? Who would have funked?
But it wouldn't be Stooge Talk Live without some technical issues. So just say hi to everybody. All the normal fans are here. We love you. And let's get right to it. We have a very, very special guest that you guys are going to love to talk about. And here he's got a lot of great stories. He is Rich Gallo, super fan, Rich the Freak here on YouTube. And he knew Curly Joe, and he corresponded with Joe Besser. And he owns a lot of really rare and interesting, one-of-a-kind Three Stooges merchandise.
I know.
Memorabilia.
He sends me stuff.
He does?
Not yet.
He never sent me nothing. Oh. And look who is behind. Watch this. Guys, you're going to love this.
The magic of the movie.
This is new.
Oh!
Gentlemen.
Wait, hold on.
Hello.
Bieber.
Rich, I can't hear you. I don't know if they can.
Oh no. Hello.
There we
Hello.
go.
It
Yes.
works.
I got my mic, my external mic, or my whatever it's called, a surround sound mic.
Oh, okay, surround sound mic.
Oh,
right.
Did he say
He's a good guy. Mike's a good guy. So
Yeah,
he's
we
a really
love
good
Mike.
guy.
Hey, who's Chucky Chicken?
Oh, hold on a
Hey,
second.
wait,
We
that's
got
nice.
Chucky Chicken Cartoon says, "Hiya, fellas. Longtime fan of the Three Stooges, especially your Gramps.
Hey, I know that guy.
Love that you're keeping the legacy alive. First of all, would you ever consider doing voices for animation? And secondly, any thoughts on Disneyland's 70th? Oh, so Rich, let us answer this question if you don't mind real quick.
Yes, I was. You know,
Yeah.
I've done a little voiceovers and stuff, and we've had this opportunity sometimes where you'll send where they're looking for people and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that was oh God, oh my God. I would love to be part of that. And Disney 70th? Sure. How old will I be?
Wait, so, and we are kind of like, or I should say, I am trying to get another Three Stooges cartoon on up and running. I have ideas. I started writing the script. I started doing some character designs. I'm going to show you guys soon. I may have showed last year. I think I drew Larry. That's how long it's taken me.
Wow.
Just because, there's a lot of Stooge stuff happening. But you would be great in it. Not as curly, though, because I'll be curly.
Oh, no, I don't want to be curly.
I know.
That was a great question. Thank you so much.
You could be Shem.
Wait, chubby chicken. I'm actually hungry. I love fried chicken.
And then we never put out a video, but we did a live. We were at Disneyland.
When you
live.
you hit 100,000
on
viewers.
on YouTube or
Subscribers.
something.
100,000 subscribers.
Is that what it
Hey,
was?
enough about you and me. What about this guy?
All right.
Hello.
Well, Rich Gallo, welcome to Stooge Talk Live. Rich, this is your first Stooge Talk Live, isn't it?
Yeah, official. Yes. Last week, on the East Coast, and if you're in the Philly area, there was crazy rainstorms and thunderstorms, and my internet was out for a couple days, and we tried to do it from my phone, and that wasn't working, and then my battery was dying, but here we are today. We fixed all the glitches. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah, we've been working on this for what? 2 hours, Rich, trying to get this to work.
It could have been Dermot.
Yeah.
Because Dermot's not here. You have to start taking the equation and taking it backwards.
I don't know what that means.
Plus or minus, because Dermot was here last week and it didn't work. Dermot's not here this week and it works.
Interesting.
Dermot. Then if you remember, we were having mic issues maybe when we just did a quick there was another time Chris wasn't there, or he was there and it wasn't working well either with audio. That we tried, that we didn't do.
Thank you, Rich. Way to cover for me. And
You
I was having mic
you saw the
issues
equation.
too.
Why?
Because this guy named Mike was all over Mrs. G, and I said, "Hey, buddy, back off, or I might give you the onesie and the twosie." And then he stood up, and he was 8 feet tall. I go, "Oh, you can have her."
My middle name is
Agreed.
Mike.
Is it?
Michael. So, Rich, let's jump right into it. Welcome to Stooge Talk Live. You can say hi to all the fans. They're going to love some of your stories.
Hey, everybody.
You knew Curly Joe.
Yes. And I got to go to his house. Write to him. He would write back and things. Not write back, but he would sign things. He didn't really write letters or anything like that. So I talked to his wife, Jean, on the phone. This is back in,
Wait,
just
so
out of high school.
Set the whole scene.
How old were you?
Yeah, year, you were a kid, right? You got into the Stooge fan club?
I started writing when I was like 15. This is back in the 80s. And we're all around the same age range. I know we've talked about that before.
Oh, I don't think I was born yet.
So, okay, we're a couple years old. Well, you were born in the 1980s, I hope. I don't know. I think so, anyway. So, the year's 1988 when I got to go out there, and Jean said, "Oh, yeah, come on by." So we pull up. It's my mom.
Wait, but so go back. You're from the East Coast. You're from Philly.
Yeah.
And
Joe's from Philly, too. Curly Joe's from Philly, too.
Okay.
But
how did you know, like at that age, I didn't even know Curly Joe was still alive. I didn't know where he lived. I didn't know how to get off. Like, I didn't know anything. You're a young kid. How did you get into the Stooges? How did you find out? How did you get a hold of his wife? Like, what, go back and...
Okay.
We got an hour here to
kid,
fill, so drag
my
it
older
out.
siblings, I'm the youngest of four. My oldest siblings are 10 years, 9 years, and then 3 years older than me. So they would always watch the Stooges. So I'm a kid that's like 6 or 7. And, then like I'm the youngest of 4. I have no choice what they're watching on TV. It's whatever, it's, I'm the punk little kid, little brother who's like, oh, you shut up and sit there and watch us. I'm like it. And the Stooges was something that they would always watch. And my dad liked the Stooges, so we would just watch it. And it was fun. And I just got into it. And then around 13 years old, I really got into them and I connected with them. And I remember going to the library and I either got Mo Howard and the Three Stooges or the Stooge Chronicles. And I read the book and I was really, really into it. And maybe it was the Stooge Chronicles that said, hey, the Three Stooges have a fan club based out of Philadelphia, which Mo Feinberg, Larry's brother, was running. So I joined the club and I did some research, and my sister got married. The one who's 10 years old than me got married. She, I was 14, I guess, at this time. And it turns out she lived 2 blocks away from Mo Feinberg in Philly. So I thought, and I was like, yeah, I want to go visit my sister. Yeah, I want to go with you guys. My mom and dad would go, yeah, I want to go. I'm like, so I would walk over to Mo Feinberg's house while I was there. It's like, I'll be back, guys. I'm going to go for a walk. And he was so cool and so nice.
Did you say who Mo Feinberg was?
Oh, Larry Fein's brother, the Three Stooges.
It was his younger brother.
Yeah. He ran the club and totally nice man. And he wrote the book, my brother Larry the Stooge in the Middle. And when I met him, not officially, that book wasn't out yet. Three Stooges right there. I'm looking at the back of Andy's hat.
I'm looking for the books while you're talking.
Oh, you're looking for the book. I thought you were advertising your hat. That's a cool hat, though, anyway. So I met him at the TLA on South Street, which is also a theater that the Stooges played at way back in the day. Met him, took a Polaroid with him, and I had that Polaroid. I should have... There it is. That's the book. And I had it autographed by him, and sadly, I would communicate with him all the time and visit him when I was at my sister's house. He passed away about a year and a half later after I joined the club. And then I got to know, Larry's sister, Lila, who was also from the Philly area, and she was cool. And obviously, she was a lot younger than Mo Feinberg and Larry. So she was around a long time at a lot of the conventions. But she was super sweet, too. Like, really, really nice. But, I realized that these people's numbers were listed in the phone book, and their addresses and information and all that. So I got to know Emil Sicca, and Emil I knew very well. I was at his house 3 times. Once when I was 17, once I was 16, 17. Then I went to college after I graduated in a while, and then I graduated and I went out by myself. And I wrote up with a fellow Stooge fan and author, Steve Cox. I went to his house and we drove up together. For the last time I saw him when I was 24, and it's great because my first picture with Emil when I'm 16, him and I are probably equal height. The last picture when I was 24, I'm towering over him, and he's like up to my shoulders. It's like because when I was a kid and I grew late, I was still growing when I was 20, so it's now my belly still grows, but that's my height doesn't grow anymore and all that. So, but it's cool. But it was so cool because I used to write to Milton Frome, who was in some of the Joe Bezer shorts. Lou Breslow, I wrote to him and got an autograph. He was the director of 1930. I forget the title. I'm sorry right now. If you Google it really quick, everybody out there, Lou Breslow, L-O-U Breslow, B-R-E-S-L-O-U, who directed some of the early like 1934 Three Stooges shorts. So I talked to him, and his wife was in the Steamboat Willie Jr. with Buster Keaton movie. Nice. His wife had just passed away a couple days before I called him. And he invited me over, and I'm a kid. Like, I'm sitting in Philadelphia thinking, oh, yeah, I could stop by. Like, I might have been 14 or 15. I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to get out there now? Like, that's 3,000 miles away. Like, I don't even have a driver's license yet. So that never happened. But it was cool because these people were all listed in the phone book. I became friends with Ed Burns, and first time I met him, we went to the Sportsman's Lodge out in Van Nuys. The last time when I was 24, I hooked up with him again, and he invited me to his house.
So now you're talking about Lou Breslow.
What's that?
Lou Breslow.
Yeah.
So,
I just talked to him. His number was listed too. I wrote to him. I got an autograph. So he wrote back to me. He wrote a little letter. He said, I remember, I'm honored you asked for my autograph. Seldom am I asked my autograph anymore, so therefore I have no autographs to give. But then he signed a letter. Well, that's all I wanted. You just signed a letter. Which is cool. So, but Charles Lamont, who's another early 1930s Stooge director.
Oh.
I wrote
he also
to him.
directed a lot of Abbott and Costello.
Yes, absolutely. And
Which,
when
by
I
the way,
wrote to
so
him-
did Lou Bresno. So Lou Bresno directed Punch Drunks, right?
Yes,
The-
that's it. I'm
The
so
Stooges'
sorry. Yeah.
second short. But he also directed A Haunting We With Go with Laurel and Hardy and Abbott and Costello in Hollywood.
Yes. And I just wish, like, if I was older, I could just go out and meet him. But I was like literally a kid, and this is like pre-internet days too. So it's virtually like you're luck of the draw when you call it information. You know, back when, and I know we know what information is. I don't know if what the younger folks know what information is, but you would call 555-1212 back in the day, and you could ask for somebody's phone number, or 411, and they would give you the phone number, or they would, if you're lucky, they would give you the address of the person too, and all that. So which is really how I did it all, and how I got these friendships were built and all that. Joe Bezer was I was going to meet Joe Bezer the same year as Joe DeRita in '88, and I talked to him on the phone a couple times. But unfortunately, my plans to go out to California were already done. But he died March of that year, so he died before I could make it out there. Yeah, and but he was super nice on the phone. He would, one time we were talking about stuff, and he said he was talking about Martinelli's apple drink. I asked him a question about root beer, and I have no idea why. I was a kid, so he goes, "No, I don't drink soda. I don't drink beer. I'm a diabetic." He goes, "Let me take a look at the drink I bought today. Hang on a second." So he walks away for like a minute and comes back, and he goes, "Martini's apple cider." He goes, "I like that drink. It's a clear apple drink. I really like that a lot." It was just like crazy stuff like that. So we just talked about.
Wait, so what was the first time? Like, what was the first time calling Joe Besser? And do you still have his number?
Oh God, I probably have it. I mean, I guarantee it's long.
Did he sound the same like as he did in the shorts?
Oh
What
yeah,
was his voice?
yeah.
What was the voice like?
Yeah, I'll have to get you guys one of the calls because I recorded them. And back in the day when you had a suction cup on a tape recorder and click the suction cup on the receiver of the phone, you guys ever do that when you were kids?
Yeah.
And you could actually record
when
a
we
phone
were
call
pranking
like
people.
What's that?
When we were pranking,
Yeah,
I wasn't calling Three Stooges. I was pranking people.
We were doing like the Jerky Boys.
Oh, I used to do that. I used to do that too, prank people too. So
wait, you had these phone calls?
I do.
Wow.
Rich, can we put them on the channel for people to hear?
Absolutely. I have a whole host of Emil Sicca ones. I have Ed Burns.
Oh! Why didn't we ask him about this earlier? I said I knew him. I've been holding out.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, Brad and I go back a number of years, probably since like 2008-ish.
2008 is when we met for the first time.
Wait,
Yeah,
you have these on? I'm a little angry. I'm a little angry that these aren't out, that you didn't...
Hey, Dermot! He's stuffed.
Okay.
I didn't know he had them.
Go on.
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah, but they're cool. It's just fascinating, and I'm a kid, so like the questions I'm asking are so silly, but it's when I look back at it, I mean I was a kid, so that's why, and I worked in radio after too, and I hear these calls now. It's like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Because I'm like, oh hi Joe, yeah, this is Rich Gallo. I'm from Philadelphia, and I sound like that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's embarrassing because I used to be on, now like me being on the radio has boasted my voice so much from what I used to sound like, But then again, I was a kid.
Feinberg-like. Didn't he kind of sound like Larry the way he was talking?
Yeah, can you do a Larry impression?
Oh my gosh. Let me think. Hey guys, I don't know if I can do Larry.
Oh, you work on that for next time.
Yeah.
So your Larry's as good as his.
So did Joe ever ask you, hey, what was your favorite short that I ever did? Would he ask questions like that? Would it ever be like Stooge short related or just more on the cuff?
No. He talked about that. He was on the first television broadcast ever. He was part of that. And he said, I did the first he did talk about when he stopped smoking cigarettes. He said, I was smoking cigarettes one time, and I said, I'm kind of, done with this. He goes, I crumpled up the pack, and I threw it in my kitchen drawer, and it's still there today. It's been there ever since. Then my head, as a kid, I'm thinking, can I get that pack of cigarettes? You can mail it to me. I can just say, these are Joe Bezer cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
But I never did that, though.
I would have wanted to do that, too.
Yeah. So, but I used to prank call people too, guys. I can go into that later on too. But that's.
Wait, so you talked to Ed Burns?
Yeah.
You talked to
Ed Burns. Was really cool. He was like the nicest person. But I got to know him well, and when he invited me to his house, I'm like, yeah. And I get there, I'm thinking, who's going to take this picture now? It was just me and Ed at his house, but his son was there, who was already like, I think 70 at the time when I met him back in like in the 80s. Because he was born, no, I guess late 60s. He was born in the 20s. His son. But his son was a little odd because I said, "Oh, do you mind taking a picture?" He goes, "Oh no, I don't want to screw it up." So Ed went up to him and says, and his son was named Ed too. He goes, "Eddie, please take the picture. This is Rich. He's my friend from Philadelphia." So he says, "Oh, okay, fine." And so he took a couple shots, and I did a couple shots of Ed out in his backyard. And Ed had a cats. He was like a lot of stray cats in his backyard that he would feed and take care of. The thing about Ed Burns' house was it's like if you see Back to the Future and Doc Brown's house in the future where it's just like his garage in a house with all these stores around it. That's exactly how Ed Burns' house was. It was this nice rancher house with this nice lawn. Everything around it was commercialized already. He was the last guy who held out selling his house. I know after he died, they knocked it down and became a retail space. But it was like the only house, and it was like a Taco Bell directly across the street from him. But all these, it's crazy because it's a nice house with a nice lawn, but then there's all stores around it across the street, like side by side. It's like, wow, you really just held out to the last. And he was the last holdout. But when he passed away, they knocked down the house. So.
Oh wow! So for those of you who don't know, Ed Burns was director. He started out as sound guy for the Stooges.
Yes.
Right, and he started directing, I believe, on A Bird in the Head when Curly wasn't really at his best. Right,
yes,
and then
correct.
he did Microphonies, and then they released Microphonies first. So he at least had a success, and he went on to direct a few more, kind of towards the end of Curly's career and a ton of the Shem shorts. But he kind of changed the humor of the Stooges a little bit. He added, like the Microphonies thing, he had a lot less physical beatings than they would normally have.
Than Jules White did, And Ed Burns was cool for what Emil told me, too, is that Ed kind of let you do what you wanted to do. Jules White was more like, no, this is what I want you to do. This is what you're going to do. Ed Burns Ed Burns would set the story and let the Stooges do what they wanted to do. You guys do what you want to do with this. But this is what you're supposed to do. This is the storyline, what's going to happen. But you guys, you think about what you want to do and you act like how you think this should go with the story.
So the Jules White.
That was the difference between Ed and
you hard nosed mofo.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I direct Brad, I'm not like that. I tell him exactly what to do.
Well, then afterwards, you say, maybe I should have given you a little freedom.
It took me a long
to just blossom out there.
That's good.
I do the Jim Nething. Hold on, just Rich, real quick. Hey, everyone. Jim Nething says, I just wanted to say that when I'm with all of you, I'm home. Love you all. Us too. We feel the same way. It is
nice
good feeling here. And guys, we're going to get to your comments. We're just going to keep interviewing, but you have questions for Rich, we'll ask them. But
absolutely,
we're going to do that after we talk for a little bit.
I can't see the questions, so I'm using them. They are my guideline. They are my teachers right now. Yeah. So I will do what they ask me, and they'll tell me the questions, and I might be sorry I said that, but we'll see.
So now Curly Joe, tell us about meeting Curly Joe.
Yes, so we pull up to his house. It was my mom, my sister, and then her husband, because she's 10 years older. She's married already.
Did he know you were 17? Coming?
Yes, or so I thought, but that's part of the story. This makes it good. We pull up to his house, and Curly Joe had a Trans Am or a Firebird that I don't think he drove anymore. His wife drove, and I don't even know how Curly Joe fit in the car, and I'll explain to you why after too. But it says Stooges on the back, Stooges 3 on the back of it. So, this is definitely the house.
I've seen that license plate. It's at the C3 office.
That's awesome.
It's at Stooge headquarters. I think I've shown it. I've shown it live.
Yeah.
That still exists, that license plate.
Yeah, well, it was cool. So I walk up to his porch, and I'm kind of excited. And I never, that's the only Stooge I met. And I truly understood what they mean when they say the Stooges look like real-life cartoon characters. Because he was sitting down, but you could tell he was very short, very pudgy, and very comical looking. So I said, go on the porch. I'm like, he goes, yeah, what do you want? I said, I'm here to visit. He goes, who told you to come there? Come here. And I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? And I go, I talked to your wife Jane. He goes, "Oh, you talked to my wife? Well, come on up. Why didn't you say so?" He was totally messing with me to get a reaction out of me.
Yeah.
And it works. I was like crap, like I gotta get out of here.
Awesome.
I heard that was
get
he
yelled
had
at
kind
by
of.
Curly Joe.
I've heard he had kind of a wacky sense of humor like that.
Yes. And if you think about it, but if he did yell at me even more, I could say, "Oh, I got yelled at by Curly Joe. He told me to get off his porch." That would have been kind of cool too. But no, he invited me up, and we sat for a couple hours, and we talked about being from Philly, and then when he moved to Baltimore after that, and really a cool guy. He was very fun, like really a fun guy. And I'll promote, with American Mythology, who I write stories for on occasion, and I know you guys do the same and do artwork and all that kind of stuff. That's a common connection with us. We're American. Yep, there you go.
It's the Three Stooges. For those who don't know, American Mythology prints the Three Stooges comic books.
Yes. So April of 2024, there was a centennial edition. So I have my story about how I met Curly Joe in there.
Oh.
And in his photos and all that. So if you have that, the centennial one, you can hold that up so they can see it. If you don't have it, that's cool too. But no, American Mythology really puts out a great product. Yes, there it is. Yes, and you guys are on the cover.
We're on the cover, and we're in it.
Yeah,
We're in it doing Stooge Talk Live, and we meet the Three Stooges.
Yeah, yes. I love I love when you guys are on the cover too.
Yeah. So it's funny today. I actually had an idea, and I called up Chandler, Shemp's great granddaughter.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I have an idea, and I want to pitch this to the American Mythology guys. So I shot him off an email, and I said, I think we should interview you girls. So, there you are. The day I met Joe DeRita.
Yeah, there it is.
That's you.
And you can see that. Yes.
What the hell happened to you? Rich!
Oh, wrong one.
But he's literally wearing like a robe, like a long nightgown, and then his baseball cap.
That's so
and
cool.
Apparently that's what he did. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Thank you.
I have a friend who met him maybe like 5 years before, and when he met him, he literally was wearing like boxers and no shirt. And the guy says, "I'd like to take a picture." He goes, "You can take a picture. My shorts are clean." That's what he's like. Wow.
So you showed up. You're a kid, and he showed up in his underwear. He let you.
Yeah. I don't know, but apparently that's just him. He goes, "Hey, you know what?"
That's like going to Curly G's house.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
So what I was saying
I got
is,
my boxers on right now too. I'm only kidding.
What I was saying is I pitched to Chandler that we should do a cover with the Shemp Howard girls. So
absolutely.
Shemp's daughter-in-law Jerry, who's still going strong at 94. The granddaughters and Chandler, and have them, like, the cover should be the girls together reading a comic book with Shemp on it, and then do an interview with them inside. We should also get all the family members together, you and Chandler and Kurt and Sandy, and do a cover.
Yeah.
Too.
Lizzie.
And Lizzie. Oh, would she do it? Yeah, that would be.
I almost got her to come tonight, but Rich.
Speaking of the Jerry's
come
grandma,
on, we've never gotten Lizzie on the show.
You met Lizzie in 2008. Lizzie was 8 years old when I brought her.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook with her too. It's like, God, time goes so fast. It's it's crazy how fast people.
So how many?
How we get older. So,
how many times did you visit Curly Joe?
Just that one time.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing, though.
But I continue to write them. Yeah, but Emil was 3 times. Ed was twice. Sylvia Lewis. I wrote a story about Sylvia Lewis too, who was in Bedlam in Paradise, the remake of Heavenly Days. She played Helen Blazes.
Right.
She is still living as well, and she is 94 now as well.
Can you get her on?
Yeah. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, that would be cool.
Get her on. Let's do next week.
Because she's definitely internet savvy.
Can you do 2? We can. He's so technical.
We'll do 2.
He's so
I'll figure it out.
technologically advanced now. Hey,
wait, who else can you get us on?
Yeah, Rich. You know who I never met?
Who's that?
Mo, Larry, and Curly. Whoa! It blows my mind, man. What do you mean? Rich the Freak met everybody. Curly G, you don't know crap about nothing. Well, that's my story.
There's some breakable things in here, like expensible.
Breakable like your face?
Wow.
Yeah,
I never got to
suck
meet
on
Mo
that.
and Larry either.
Good luck at the
Curly,
dentist.
Mac Breck's ass is
I was a mere child when Mo and Larry passed away. I was not even in kindergarten yet. So it's I was 4. I'll reveal my age. I was 4. So it's I know you
was
weren't born yet,
8.
Andy, and I know even when I was 20, you weren't born yet because you're.
I was 8.
Exactly.
I was 8 when Mo and Larry passed 8 or 9, and they never once said, well, I always picture them going in their wheelchair, where's my great nephew, Brad?
Yeah.
Had never happened.
Well, your
Yeah.
brother met Mo and Larry.
Yeah.
And Sandy knew Mo and Larry. A
Yeah,
lot.
they all knew I was like that misconceived child. I was a bad IUD or a bad nub.
Oh my
So,
God.
hey, so Rich, Mac Breck is asking, is 2024 Sentinel copy still available of the comic book?
Yes, you can go to AmericanMythology.net
Okay.
to get that, or you can check out your favorite local comic book store and order it from them, and they'll be able to get it for you too.
Mhm.
But probably go to the AmericanMythology.net website. It's probably easier. You can check eBay; they'll probably have it too.
Okay,
stuff
it's
like that.
.net?
Yeah, AmericanMythology.net. Yeah.
Okay.
If you can punch it in real quick and check, I'm pretty sure it's AmericanMythology.net.
Yeah.
If it isn't, Jim's gonna kill me.
Oh, boy.
What do you mean, James Kuhorik?
Oh, wait, can you see that?
Yes.
James Kuhorik's the best. Boy,
He's a great
I
guy.
love that
Oh,
right.
I can't do it because
What are you
it
doing?
takes you off. Somebody out there. Suprav, are you out there? Check it out. Joe Hurley says, hi, guys, and thanks for Rich for sharing your stories. Brad, you're a perfect man-child.
How could you?
Wow.
I've got child nubs. Ooh.
But one thing when you said about Chandler's grandmom, Jerry, I have a canceled check by Shemp, written to Jerry, his daughter-in-law.
Wait, you
From,
have
and I showed that to
Oh.
Jerry before.
You
way
did?
back when she was at one of the Stooges conventions. Yeah, she goes, this is great. I don't think she remembered what it was for. It was literally from like 1951 or 52.
how
But
much
so
was it for?
It was literally 50 years later when I showed it to her, so she probably has no idea what it was for. But
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool because it was written out to her and she endorsed it on the back. So in a sense, I have her autograph with Shemp's on the same check.
Well,
That's
And I'll have
really
to show
cool.
that.
that's kind of a segue into not only has he talked to everybody who's anybody, but he also has one of the most robust Three Stooge collection pieces that there are. In fact,
Oh.
I just so happen to have this Shemp hard drive that Shemp Howard gave me, even though I never met him, or Curly, or Larry, or Mo, or Irving, or Jack, any of them. But anyways, this holds all the Stooge secrets to the universe.
Oh, it's gone. Wow.
Sorry,
You're
go
gonna make
ahead.
Andy, like,
Tell us about some of the pieces that you've collected over the years, and when you visited these amazing legends, did they give you something? They gave you autographs, but did you ever walk
Yeah.
away with anything?
Curly Joe would Ed Burns gave me the one thing he gave me was Stooge wise is a one sheet for Who Done It. It was in
He
such
gave
bad
you
shape
one sheet.
when
Oh,
I
it's
got
bad
it.
sheet, but still.
I
Yeah.
would have got 2 sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already 2 sheets to the win.
Couple more Bridos, I'll be 3 sheets to the win.
Nice. But it was in such bad shape when I got it, and it's like rip. So I got Ed to sign it. I got Emil to sign it, and then I got it professionally restored. It's like take all the rips out and all that, and it's hanging into the entrance to my little my Stooge room
Wow.
That's awesome.
at my house. Yeah. Curly Joe would always send like the stickers from the 59 fan club kit or give you comic books.
Wait.
I
what
got comic
stickers?
books when
What
I was at his
stickers?
house, too.
Like the stamps?
Yeah, yes, the Stooge stamps, but in the Gold Key comic books, he must have had tons of them because he would send them sometime. But at his house, I got a couple to take with me to go home with too. So
You got any doubles?
I might.
Got any triples?
I see.
Do you got the Doublemint twins over there?
Because we are missing some old Stooge comics back here.
Woohoo! That's cool.
Now you've been collecting
yeah.
for a very long time.
Yes, yeah, and some cool things. And I have a couple things out tonight because Mo's birthday was last week, and I'm wearing because my internet wasn't working. I got my Niagara Falls Mo T-shirt on now. So Niagara Falls. I'm gonna wake up my
Slowly
kids
I
by screaming.
toy.
I gotta watch. So I will share some things. Well, one thing I want to share. Whoops. I just knocked over a cup, but luckily nothing was in it. So Soupy Sales was on the Mike Douglas show with Mo. So this is more of a Soupy Sales thing, and let me see if you can see this. Is that showing up?
No.
You know what? I gotta take my background off. Hang on 1
Transparent.
second. Give me 1 second here.
Oh, I hope you clean the house before you turn that off.
Yeah, you're not telling. I'm with Blur, so hang on.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good.
Are you seeing it now? Or
No,
not?
it's
You
blurry.
gotta go backwards.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna have to
Okay,
turn
let's
it
do
off.
none.
We're gonna see where you're living.
Okay.
All right.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
Maha glasses.
I met him many years ago, and he loved Mo. I asked him about Mo, and he was very hard to hear because he's very soft-spoken. But he kind of signed it here, if you can see that,
Too rich.
to me.
Yeah.
That's
His,
awesome.
his impression when I showed this, and when I showed him this was, he goes,
How did
he looked at it, he's like, and this is actually a press photo from the Mike Douglas show. If you see on the bottom, it says when that episode was airing and everything like that.
Get
Wow,
out.
that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and he was like, when he saw it, he goes, and it kind of like he was having, I don't know if he was having a senior moment because he was pretty old when I met him. He's like, Mo was great. And like saying an older man's voice, very slow and like that, but he said Mo twice, and he goes, Mo was great. He goes, ah. And then he signed my photo. That was basically.
Okay. Hey,
Word.
Soupy
Yeah.
Sales. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. So the next thing is, so, Mo Howard and the Three Stooges. Here is a handwritten page that he wrote. Let me take it out of the plastic. From his book, his handwritten notes that he wrote down. And, the book was published after he died, but he had all his notes written out. He had, like, pages and pages of notes. And this is the one, if you go into the book, it's toward the beginning of Veronica the chicken that they had. Because it mentions that. And I remember that specifically, so.
And that's his writing?
Yeah, that's his writing. This is a handwritten page from Mo for his book on Mo Howard
that's
and the Three
amazing.
Stooges.
Do you have a scanner?
I do?
You got to scan that.
Why?
Okay,
But
I'll
then
send it
read
over.
it.
Yeah, but then his copy's not worth as much. You don't just give it to the world. Why? Because you work for Stooge headquarters? You don't need to scan it. Just send me a copy. To 222.
I want to
22.
share it with the fans, not to you.
Oh, I just share with the fans, and they share with everything. Next thing you know, there's
Let 'em share.
Curly's Grandson 3, the channel.
All
That's
right.
amazing.
So this is something I got literally 35 years ago. Mo used to hook rugs as a hobby. This is an actual hooked rug that Mo hooked
What?
himself. I just dropped something. I don't know what it was, but I'm not
Why do you
looking.
keep dropping things?
Wow.
So, yeah. So this ended up actually in his granddaughter Jen's playhouse. Now Jen's like 2 years older than me, 3 years older than me, but this was in her playhouse when she was a kid.
Wow.
And as a result of that, a little critter. And this was what I got this. This was in a note describing it. A little critter got to it and made that
Oh.
little hole there. But it is a pretty cool piece. I mean, this is actually literally, and I have the documentation. This is literally a rug that Mo hooked
That's
himself.
awesome.
That little critter was
Yeah.
hooked on the Stooges.
Get it? Hooked rug,
I'm
hooked on the
sorry,
Stooge. I get it.
We blew out your speakers. I had to turn down.
Whoa! Sorry.
Emily wants
And
to
the
know
other-
what's the
The other
rarest
thing I
piece
got
of...
out right now, I just want to share
Oh
because
my
I've
god,
been
that's a
introduced.
piece of pie that Mo ate.
Yeah, so that's a couple pieces I had that were actually part of Mo's thing, but I love this. I love this letter, or the notes for the book. I mean, there
Yeah.
must have been a couple hundred of them because this was
Yeah.
actually. I remember
Grabbing it.
Veronica the chicken story.
I don't
in his
remember
book.
Veronica the chicken story.
If you have that handy, the book that you. Well, I guess look it up. It's toward the beginning.
I definitely have the book.
We just saw the book. Is that a different book? Hey, we were speaking of fried chicken earlier. That was a good one.
Well, Veronica might have actually ended up being cooked.
Here's
too,
my
by
copy
then.
from when I was a kid,
My goose is cooked.
and I had this stamp of Laurel and Hardy.
How
and
could
the
you?
Three
Blasphemy!
Stooges, and the Three Stooges. That's how I know this was my original one.
Oh.
I had those. It's not in the book. I had those same stamps. It's freaky that you just had that. It's just like I saw it. Like, oh my god, I remember those stamps.
I still have that stamp somewhere.
Wow.
Well, I'll have to look for it, but
That's
I don't
interesting.
remember
Those
the chicken.
pictures are in the Curly book too. That's the same.
Well, there's probably not that many pictures from these days, my friend.
You know how many letters I got from my family? The ones
None.
when they told me, "Hey, enlist."
The cease and desist.
From my family? How could you? Whoa.
All right, I gotta look for. I don't remember this.
Yeah, we could
story.
spend days. He can't even see. The diabetes is setting in because he's, he's not the.
Oh no.
He's been chowing down.
What?
Ah.
What's always with the fat cracks?
It's
we
not
do?
it. You're not fat. You're just not skinny. It's like, wow, look at that bird. It can fly.
Wow.
I don't know. What else you got?
I think he's punishing you for saying he was late tonight.
Yeah. At least my girlfriend's not late.
Whoa.
What are these jokes?
What are you talking about? Ah. Anyways.
So here's a kind of a cool thing too. Years ago, when AMC used to play the Three Stooges, and I was working in radio, they sent their station some promotional things. You're holding that little curly head up after you kind of bang it, makes a noise. That was one of the things they sent to the station. They also sent this. This is an actual pie crust, and it says AMC on it.
No
Three Stooges.
way. Let's say hi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Good. I hope it hurt.
So we should do a contest. Who's ever willing to eat this? This thing's like 30 years old, this crust.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it. In
Yeah,
fact,
I
I'll
think that's
pay to
really
eat
good.
it.
That's pretty amazing,
I
actually.
love a good dare.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
You love a good
And
dare.
knowing me, I can't believe this is still in one piece because
Oh, I would
I
have
got surprised it's
destroyed.
not broken into that. You know.
What? And that's a fun promo.
Yeah, it actually absolutely was.
And you got that
It's-
because you were working in radio, not because you were a Stooge fan. You just kept it because you were a Stooge fan.
Yeah, they just dropped stuff off the radio station saying, "Hey, AMC's going to start to," and the guys at the radio station knew I liked the Stooges. Say, "Hey, Rich, do you want this?" I'm like, "Absolutely,
That's a
I'll
great
take it."
promo piece.
Yeah.
It's
That's
something
pretty
that, I
good.
mean, that's thinking outside of the pie box.
How come you don't
Because
have that?
you know, thinking of like you. I mean, I know that you somewhat do the marketing for Stooge HQ, but they don't even have a pie crust.
That's
They got
true.
nothing.
That's true.
We
Think
need.
how cool that would be.
That would be so cool.
Like you literally you market a pie crust.
Is there?
You know, they sell Stooge coffee. Why not sell Stooge pie crust in the
Well,
store?
do you have a scanner and a label maker? Is there any way that you could turn that into saying C3 headquarters for Andy so that he could show the boss?
I could do it myself.
Speaking of the boss, how was your day today?
Hold on. Somebody's asked me to poke you in the eyes.
Oh!
And I'm gonna. Yeah.
I get some labels and do a label maker. Maybe like do some magic marker and just write you know C3 handwritten Three Stooges pie crust. And all that. That works. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know. But yeah, that was a cool thing, and it was like, yeah. So it's.
Did you ever meet Norman Maurer?
I did not. No, he died
Jeffrey?
before I.
Jeffrey
So,
Scott? Did you ever talk to those guys?
No, I met Joan. I met
Joan,
Paul.
of
I
course.
saw Paul back in October of last year.
Nice.
I got to visit him.
Could you get Paul to talk to us?
I could try. I can't guarantee that. I could try.
He's an amazing.
I mean,
he's an amazing man, but he's elderly.
Yeah, he's going to be 90 in like a week or two.
And so my brother's the musical director at the Totem Bowl Theater. I don't know if you know that. Gene Stapleton's theater that's in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Somebody
Have you
in
been
the
there?
family
So
successful.
Arthur Drager, who's my cousin, who's Stooge related,
Yeah.
he was just there, and you should somehow stop by. He's got a stent for the next 2 months or 3 months. Have you been there and seen Darren?
You know, but Arthur has invited me there. Matter of fact, when I saw Paul, I visited Arthur because I know Art. I was down at his house, and that's Paul was staying there, and that's how I met up with Paul again.
Right.
And Paul's known me since I was 16 as well, so it was kind of a cool reunion. And my kids went too. And the coolest thing about that is, you know, Paul, like he's almost 90, and you know, when he was younger, he moved great. You know, he still gets around pretty good, but you can tell he's, you know, he doesn't move around as fast as he used to, which is fine. I mean, I don't move around as fast as I used to either.
Right.
But he goes to my kids, he goes, "Hey guys, how do you like to get a picture with Mo's son poking you in the eyes?" And my kids just start giggling because they love the Three Stooges. So there's literally a photo of Paul with my kids, and he's gone like this to them.
That's
And they're just
awesome.
like got big smiles on it. No, my son, they're making faces because they're getting poked in the eyes. And I should share that picture with you guys too. So.
Yeah, you
Right.
definitely got to share that. So, Kay Fabian, I think, came late because he asked if you met Sitka, and you talked about this. But one thing
Yeah.
you did meet, you met Sitka 3 times, right? But you didn't tell us. You told me a story privately that you should tell. Like, you made a film with him.
Yes. And if you go on to Paul Garicki has that DVD that came out.
Stoogerama.
Yes, Stoogerama. The footage from that is on that. Both times in 87 and 88.
We got to put on your channel. Paul has let us distribute a lot
Yeah,
of the
I can
Stoogerama
upload
stuff.
that for you. 'cause
Is that
I
the
have
one that I
digital copies
intro?
of it.
Yeah, Brad intros that, actually.
Okay, I can. And I created a drive for Andy and I to share. I could upload it to that if you got, and I can start uploading stuff there that we can just kind of
that'd
share
be great
stuff back and
because
forth.
you have video from the conventions.
Yes, I do, and I filmed. I have interviews with guys from Outlaws is Coming, all that kind of stuff that I talk to, and it's Johnny Ginger is really cool.
Yeah,
He's the
very
only
nice.
outlaw that's still living.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he's really cool, and he's funny too.
And then the Three Stooges meet Hercules. Remember, we went to a convention that the Hercules guy was
Yes,
there?
yes, Samson Burke and
Yeah.
Quinn Redeker.
Yeah,
Yes,
he was
I
great.
have a film footage with me talking to Samson Burke from 2009, maybe.
Nice.
Before they were together, before they both were there, maybe it might have been earlier, like 2003, maybe.
And then of course
At
we
the-
were all
when they just
together
had
with
their meetings.
we were all together with Emo's son Saxon, which you're friends with as well. What a great
Yes,
guy.
yes.
What a
I
great,
know Saxon
what a
very
great
well.
guy he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're all super people, and they were great. And it's and Samson, I think he says in his interview that I have, and I give you that too to upload as well.
Yeah, I would love
just talks
that.
about-
And I would love to be able to, it'd be fun to
Throw
watch. Well, it'd be fun to watch the videos live with you, so where we could watch it and you could
He's
narrate it
narrating,
live.
yeah.
So I'd put it on twice, but I think like you could talk through it, the parts that. And by the way, I might be in, like, if you did them in the 80s, I didn't have a video camera, but I was there. I was at this
I don't know how you can miss him.
Wow.
By the way, hold on. I'll show you.
He wasn't a small child, folks. In fact, when he was a baby, just like when I was a baby, my great uncle Mo, he didn't used to bounce me on my knee. He'd bounce me on my head. Okay, and that's why this happened. But I never met him.
Look.
Oh.
Okay, so I was thin.
What, that sign? Is that
Stooge
you?
Convention.
I was definitely there.
Oh wait, there you are.
There
Look
I
at-
am.
Look at that
Look
thin
how
little
cute
kid.
I am.
Hey, what'd you do?
Wow.
Eat that kid?
Man.
Hey, look.
What year was that one?
By the way, here's me with
Wow,
my
look how
Stooges
cute Andy
statues.
was. Oh my gosh, where's Mom? Mom must have adored you then. How did she ever wake you up?
Wearing my Stooge hat
Hey, why are you
and my
covering?
Stooge t-shirt.
Why are you covering that guy?
That's my Uncle Joey.
Hey, Joey.
Nice, Joey. Joey,
But, yeah, so I was
like
there. My dad was there, and I went with my
Wow.
friend John.
Did you ever go to the
I
big?
stayed with my parents when I was a kid too.
Did you ever
Way,
come
way
to
back
California when they had the big conventions at the Anaheim Convention Center?
when. I didn't get to that one.
Okay,
I did
okay.
not get to that one, unfortunately. But
Nice.
That was the only
But-
one that was out here, I believe.
My mom was at that one.
She
Yeah, but
okay.
you met my mom. You were the one that my
yeah,
mom came out to?
absolutely, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
I
do you
probably
have
meet her.
footage when his mom met his aunt?
That I don't know. I have to look.
You were at that convention though. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
absolutely.
You were there.
Yeah. I've been to every convention they had in Philly. I never missed one since I was a kid. I was at all. Yeah. So yes, I 100% was there.
And so I love my story of my experience from the 2008 convention when I went for the first time. You know, I was there with Darren, and that's a story in itself. The way that the whole it was kind of hidden and tucked away, and I was going, why? These are the Three Stooges. Why is everything so hush hush? It was almost as though it was a Clint Eastwood movie where, you know, Clint Eastwood's riding in town and all the people are in fear. It's kind of my impression of the whole Stooge community at the time is why can't people talk about it? Why is everything this? And it's like, still to this day, it bothers me, but I know now why.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know why. But it was people like Frank, the most incredible of
Frank Richter, yeah.
Exactly. And John Elliott showed me around and was kind of taking us through the ropes and meeting everybody and then just the greatest people. And you're part of that group too. So many great people.
Yeah.
So-
No, it was so much fun back in the day. It was really a lot of fun. No, you're always fun to hang with too. I think we even had like beers together one time after the dinner and all
Of
that.
course.
So it was
And who was our favorite? He had the most amazing wife and they had their little dog, and he passed away not too long ago.
Oh yes. God, I know you, Zippy, Vic Zippy.
Vic, what an amazing
he was
man,
awesome.
amazing couple, family
He
friends.
threw the
best.
greatest like hotel like dinner part, whatever. I mean,
Well, no,
And
they had the
homemade
little
wine.
Yeah, they had the lemonade, the little
Yes.
those.
Little shots. Yeah, little
Yum!
stickers.
I don't know
Yeah.
what.
Limoncello. I think it was limoncello.
Yeah. Boy.
So we did. You know, we went to the last one together. You and me flew there together, and I shot so much footage, and I never put it out. It was supposed to be edited. It was shot to be edited, well, not just like raw footage.
That's why I invited you. I think I paid for your flight, and it's still not. It's still in the can, man. Just like everything else,
Wow.
bro.
Yeah.
How about Adam West? That guy was fun to meet.
Yeah. Was he?
Not really.
I had that moment.
What about
on
Will
camera.
Sasso? When I met Will Sasso
Oh, yeah.
for the first time, that was kind of awkward.
It's so awkward when you see Brad meets Will Sasso. Brad is such a weirdo. You go up to him and you're like, I can't remember what you said, and he's like, okay.
Well, that's kind of what I do.
It was so awkward, and I think Adam West wanted you to pay him $25 for a picture or something.
Yeah.
He was
I
like,
should've
and you're
slept.
like, I'm Curly's grandson.
Yeah, and he goes,
Yeah.
and I'm Batman,
I think-
right?
I think Adam West. If you looked at him, you had to pay him like 20.
Yeah.
Well, you looked at me, so you should give me $20. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But it was fun. That was a real fun
Well, it was
convention.
fun. It was fun because the cast from the Fairley Brothers movie, the 2012 movie, they were all there.
Well, not all of them.
Well,
but,
yes.
But
Sean wasn't there.
yeah, but
No.
yeah, Christy Amatopoulos
Yes.
and Will
And
Sasso.
then, of course, the writer, our friend.
Oh yeah, Mike
Yeah,
Cerrone.
yeah.
Mike Cerrone was there.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a funny Mike Cerrone story.
You do?
Yeah, but I'm going to take it with me. No, he's great. He's
Well,
absolutely
William
great.
Sasso was really cool though.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. Like I didn't imagine him being that
Oh yeah,
big.
he's
but I
6'3",
bet,
three.
yeah.
6'2" or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
have video. We do have some video of it up on our channel. In fact, Chandler,
That's, yeah.
was interviewing. She interviewed Will and Chris
And
and
Lizzie.
you and Lizzie. She didn't get Joan. We got some footage of Joan.
Yeah.
And then Larry Stradivarius, the original one, the guy
Oh.
was playing.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yes. That Richard Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Cohen's
And then we did the auction, and I actually won to be in the little Three Stooges movie.
Yes,
That
I remember that.
C3
Yes.
Productions
Never
was going to
happened
put
yet,
on
did
like
it?
13 years ago. $3,500 down the drain, people. It was a tax write-off. I want my money back.
We don't talk about that around here.
What money? I want money. Oh, Pearl, money.
Yeah, I remember you bid on that and you won. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I
was there
did.
watching that auction.
You know what I won? A big fat nothing. Like this. My little air cap.
You
When
won
I was a
drain
pilot.
bank account after that.
Coming down. Whoa. I'm back. Sorry, Rich the Freak. Who's the freak now, man?
Oh man.
What happened to me?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I think it's if I do, I'm gonna spit it out. So I'm laughing so hard.
I do gotta say, Jimmy, thank you very,
Jim.
very much. You're super generous. Also, Jimmy sent me 2 shirts. I got an Abbott and Costello shirt and a Laurel and Hardy shirt.
Traitor! Why I oughta? What? I don't know. Thank Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy.
So I could do Laurel and Hardy.
Extra large?
Stan and Ollie talk live.
Oh.
And Bud and Lou talk live.
Gee-oli.
Without you.
Gee-oli.
Oh my
Gee-oli.
gosh.
Without you. So I could actually, get some talking in.
Hey, I do have to say 2 things. One, what a fabulous guest you've been. You're not done yet, but you're great. And
Yeah.
to Andy for the technical genius, because you have to remember, folks, we couldn't even get internet last week with you or for most of the past 4 years. This is really working out well. I don't know what the fans see on the other side of this, but I think it's working.
I hope so. I hope if
I mean, you get paid a lot of money to be able to do this stuff.
what?
I mean, you do this for free for a lot of people.
What are you talking about?
Well, you got
He's
2
good.
shirts from Jimmy, didn't you?
I did. Thanks, Jimmy.
Wow. That's awesome. Can I promote one thing real quick that's
Of
happening at
course.
the ending at
Promote
July
the things.
30th?
No, you didn't say of course.
Ambler Theater, amblertheater.org is having a Three Stooges film festival. It's I have like a little thing here. Let me
When?
just get this open.
You're supposed to
July
say
30th. It's in Ambler, Pennsylvania. It's Ambler. I think it's amblertheater. Let me just look that up so
Well,
I get this right.
that's where the Stoogium is at.
Yes, that general area. Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, even I know that. And I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I was born a
But-
moron.
But AmblerTheater.org, and they're going to show. It's a sports themed night with Stooge shorts. So there's going to be 5 shorts there. I'm just trying to open up my little
Nice.
document here that I have
Who's
out here.
flying us out? Gary? Oh, hi, Gary.
Jim Hawley. You know,
Yeah, how come we're not being flown out for this?
yeah, well,
Special-
Jim Hawley's putting it on, but Gary will be there
Oh,
signing
Jim
copies of
Hawley,
his
that's
Tour de
why.
Farce book
Jim don't like me.
and his
He loves me.
I don't
Stooge
blame him.
filming locations book and Hollywood
Yeah.
filming locations and his Columbia book.
And when
But
is
it's going to be a
this?
great time.
When is it?
And there's going to be memorabilia on display, and we see they're going to be showing 3 little beers for golf, grips, grunts, and groans for wrestling, fright night for boxing, a ducking day to go hunting,
Nice.
and 3 little pigskins for football. It is a sports themed night. I've been doing this for the past 4 to 5 years. It sells out usually. It's great. It's just fun. They show films,
That's
and you can
what
buy
I'm excited.
tickets. The Theater.org,
And
And,
what's the date? What's the date of this?
July 30th, 7 p.m.
I should
Eastern
make
time.
my parents go.
Yeah, Moshko Live.
Tell them to come down and see me.
I,
Like,
you
they
know what?
come up and
I
visit
will.
me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if they can do that. That'd be a lot of fun. And then
Yeah.
send me some info and I'll post it on the Three Stooges stuff.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. It's really a good time. It's cool because then you can see the movies on the screen again. Like, you know, not I mean, they're not like,
This is-
you know, not it sells out. It's sold out the past 2 years. I've been going probably for 3 or 4 years, but it sells out a lot. It's really crowded.
Well,
So it's
Is Jim doing a talk before the shorts or anything? Any kind of intros?
He MCs it.
no, he'll just introduce like stuff and all that. He'll talk, but
Right.
not like a major talk. But afterwards, he's you know, he's out in the lobby with his books, and so is Gary Lassen autographing and things like that. So you can take one home with you and all that.
What?
The Tour de Farce, which is incredible.
Oh yeah.
Oh
that's
my
a
god,
big book.
that's an yeah. I
Yeah.
made the mistake of like putting it at you can't see it like right there,
That-
putting it at the base of all this stuff, and I can't look at
Uh-oh.
it. So I was thinking about it'd be easier to buy another copy than it
Yeah.
is to pull
Yes,
it.
and just
You
leave
know?
that where it is.
Yeah,
But yeah.
But I do already think that did he already do a second version of it, an updated version, or
Yes, he did with just a couple extra places that weren't in there. So now he found more places. So he said, "Hey, let me update this because the first run of publishing of it sold out." So with the second one, he goes, "Let me just add some, you know, this new commentary of stuff I found out that I didn't know before."
nice.
Nice.
But it's incredible. There's even a place, and you have to get the book. You see it. There's a place the Stooges were at in 1959 that's literally like 3 minutes from where I live.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, so if you get it, you just look at 1959, and you'll figure it out if you get the book. So it's
Pete-
pretty cool.
Peter, thank you.
Yeah, Pete says, "Hey Andy, hey Brad, hey Rich, hope to meet you
Hey,
next
hey,
year.
what's up?
Pete LeBlanc.
Next year for Stooge East visit show."
Well, you know how what might tie this together is the fact that I told you that Darren's at he's at the theater in Pennsylvania. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
gonna be going on, and I should surprise my brother. Art's trying to get me out there, so maybe I can.
Yeah, he invited me to it too. Let me
yeah.
know. I'll sync up and we'll come down.
Yeah, but
like I'll bring the
but
kids
then
too.
I can just show up at this thing. Maybe I'll just show up. and people can
I think you should let them
slap
know.
the crap out of me.
They know you. They might not want you there.
You'll be in the audience. You'll just like burst out like, "Hey, he's my brother!"
Okay, well, like I
Everybody goes,
was talking before about the Clint Eastwood stuff, maybe now that this thing's being broadcast to C3 headquarters, it may not happen.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's being broadcast at C3 headquarters?
Oh.
Stooge headquarters, we call it.
Oh, Dewey!
Oh.
I call it an abomination!
What are you?
I was thinking if I was bald in the middle, I could do like a Larry Fine haircut. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
these-
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And this is real. Oh, Brad's looking like, what the heck is that on your head?
No, you look more like Martin Short after he did some blow. I know you can't say that.
Too late.
It's the only people from the 70s would even know what that means.
Yeah. Well, I'm from the East Coast. Like with snows, you get people like to snow blow and plow your driveway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
It's like freezing because I was out in the snow with a snowblower. So.
Yeah, I like getting plowed.
Oh, this is
all
gonna
right,
go somewhere.
that's
I'm gonna
it.
start laughing.
What do you mean that's it? Hey, my hard drive's running low on space. Oh, I better wire me.
That's my ship drive.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
All right. I think we
That
did
is
it.
awesome.
Well, Rich, I hope you'll join us again.
Absolutely, and please try to make it out to go to Darren's show. We would come down and support you and visit you. And I have a picture. You met my son one time too when he, like I said, when he was I lived a year old and he was still in the stroller. But he's got a big smile. You and Darren are next to him. He's got a big smile on his face, and
I've got that picture.
you guys are just doing like Stooge stuff, and it's cool, and he would love it, and my daughter would love to meet you guys too.
Right.
We took my kids are so nostalgic because they love the Beatles too.
Oh.
And on Father's Day, I take us to see Ringo, and they went, and we had really good seats. So technically, yeah, they saw one of the Beatles play live, and they're very happy about that. So.
I've seen Ringo quite a number of times, and one time I got front row, and then he let everyone come up on the stage. So we literally were like elbows on the stage.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I had my 35 millimeter Leica, and I got a couple good shots of him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Ringo's a great show.
Well,
Yeah, it was so much fun. We were like 9 rows from the stage. I paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but you know what? It's a once in a lifetime chance. And although I saw Paul McCartney 4 times, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
So.
I've seen him a couple times too. He's great too.
Yeah. I got to see George Harrison before too. I know it's a Stooge Talk Live, but I saw George Harrison at Bob Dylan's 30th anniversary in music back in like 1992, and I was. You guys know how old I am now. I'm revealing that, but I was still a young guy, but but it was cool because he didn't play Beatles songs, but he played Bob Dylan songs. But I saw George Harrison play live, so
Yeah,
I count that as seeing a Beatle live. Yeah.
So you've seen the Beatles, you've seen some Stooges, man.
You've seen a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't met a Beatle. I met Pete Best, the original drummer from the
that's
Beatles. That's
fun.
the Beatle who I met.
I
You know.
saw
And
Paul
say what you will, he was the Beatle. So
I saw Paul McCartney once. I was probably about 15 feet from him at
Wow.
the Four Seasons, and his bodyguards were letting us nowhere near him. They were pushing people out of the way.
like when he was in Liverpool, like walking around Liverpool, you can see all these gigantic guys who like arms like probably thicker than my torso.
Yeah.
Are all over the place. But you can see all the same shirts and they have like headphones on. So like someone goes up to them, they're tackling that guy before they even get up to him. So it's like that would not be fun.
Yeah, and then unlike the Stooges, kept their names in a phone book.
Yeah. Yes, it was crazy.
You could just go to their house.
Joe Bezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But Joe was a little quiet at first when he talked. I'm like, but once you start talking to him, he kind of warmed up, and he was cool as long as you asked him other stuff besides Stooges, and then he liked you. Like you just asked about, oh yes, and then you say something about the Stooges, goes right into it without being like apprehensive about talking about it at all. Because
So do you remember?
Because he always liked being known like I wasn't just a Stooge, I was other stuff. So.
Right.
And I knew that. So saying something about someone else before the Stooges kind of really, I think, set the tone that he was in a good mood.
You're talking about Joe DeRita.
Joe DeRita? What's that? I never
talking
talked
about
to
Joe DeRita or Joe Besser?
No, Joe Bezer was the one who was cool.
Joe
If you said,
okay.
yeah.
Not
Joe
so
DeRita loved talking
hard.
about the Stooges.
Yeah. Well, he
Joe
was
DeRita
also
loved talking about Stooges. So
Joe Besser. Did he talk about Abbott and Costello?
I'll have to listen to the calls to remember. It's been so long.
How about we just put them up? We'll put them up. We'll all listen to them together.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll react to it too,
So we're
and
willing
I'll
to
show
do a
some more
99 to
stuff.
1 split. We'll split that 1% with you. Ma!
Oh my God!
Wow, you know what? You're a great father. You're a great friend. You're a great fan, and you're a great guest. And boy, this has been fantastic. Folks.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I'm glad we finally got this running.
Yes.
And if you know some surviving, still living Stooge cast members, let's get them on.
Yeah. There's not that many left, but there are still some out there. I'll check with Sylvia Lewis to see what her opinion is about doing something because I don't think she would have a hard time doing like a call like this, or if she I don't know if she wants people at her house or not. I mean, I was there one time, and that's 13 years ago.
Where does she live?
Let me think. Near Camarillo, I believe.
Oh, that's near me.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
yeah.
I mean, if she would like, we'd be happy to go to her. If now we could set this up and do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you can just find random people and then just tell us that they were Stooge. Supporting actresses.
It just
and
goes on
actors.
find an elderly woman and say, yes, this was Sylvia Lewis, and just start.
Exactly.
You know, I did see Quinn Redeker was here on the street quite regularly for years. He was in Three Stooges, Meet Hercules. And he was the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He totally would have come on and talked. And I don't think we were doing that at the time. And then finally passed away, and I just never really
I know.
interviewed. I got him on camera once, really briefly, because I happened to run into him while I was shooting something. But he was a nice guy. But he was really the only chance I got. Of course, Jerry Howard, Shemp's daughter-in-law, still talks about her time with the Stooges.
Wow.
Knowing Shemp and knowing the boys, and
You talk about your time with Chandler, at least on my video you did.
what is that?
What do you mean, The Dream?
What?
Stooges in the Fast Lane?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on, that was funny.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Well, you're angry.
You guys
today.
try to get
What
Samson
are you
Burke on?
talking about? I'm never angry.
You guys try to get Samson Burke on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
So
any?
what-
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't have a contact for him, but I got to check in and see if I do. What is he like? He's like in his 90s as well, but
Just show up
apparently
at
he's
his house. That's what you do, baby. That's Rich the Freak, man. Just show up at celebrities' houses, and then we talk
Yeah.
Stooges with celebrities, bro.
And you know,
Oh,
what?
speaking of the Stooges, Jason Wingreen, who was Harry the bartender in All in the Family, he was in the Bravados with Joe DeRita.
Oh.
He was in Snow White in the Three Stooges, which I didn't know until after I met him. So speaking of just showing up at a house, and this is funny. I wrote him a letter. Maybe it's 2013, so 12 years ago. And I still just always put my number in, like just like I was in radio. I was trying to book an interview for radio when even I wasn't in radio anymore. So I'm in a supermarket, and my phone rings. It says private call, and I never answer private calls. But I was like, you know what? I just answered it. So he starts talking, hey, Rich, Jason Wingreen. So, and I know him as Harry the bartender. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, who the hell's Jason Wingreen? As he's talking, I meant, who the heck? Not who the HE double hockey sticks. I'm sorry, who the heck?
Okay.
It's a family show, guys. So
He
then I
already
realized
blew
who it was
that.
as he's talking. Yeah, I know. Who it is. So we started talking. So I said, oh, I'm going to be out in California in August. So this is probably June. I go, do you take vision? He goes, I'm in my 90s now. I really don't like people coming to my house anymore. I did when I was young. I said, oh, okay, I won't bother stopping by. He goes, oh, I'm not telling you not to. You do whatever you want to do. So I'm like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. So Christy and I, we didn't have the kids yet. So Christy and I are out there. Like she goes, yeah, we'll drive by. And I'm so like, now I'm like, do we go up to his door or not? So he comes up and he was totally cool with it. So we think he was just saying that because he doesn't want people to just randomly show you. Like, he doesn't care if you showed up, but he doesn't just say, oh yeah, come up, you know.
Right.
He kind of gave me the option. But like, it really, like, I almost like didn't want to do it. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. It's a once in a lifetime chance. So I got to, and again, he lived down around the corner from Curly Joe, where Curly Joe lived. Curly Joe's house is already gone.
Yeah.
This is 2013. He lived like literally like 2 or 3 blocks away from where Joe DeRita lived. In his house, now Jason Wingreen, Harry the bartender, he was actually the voice of Boba Fett in the original Empire Strikes Back before they remastered it and changed his voice to somebody else. So we're talking. He says to me, he goes, 99% of my calls are tons from All in the Family and Star Wars fans. That's who, more than anything else he's ever done. And he's done a ton of credits. He was in The Twilight Zone. He said he was in two different things with the Stooges. Like, he knew Joe DeRita from the Bravados. And they lived around the corner from each other. I don't know if they kept in contact. I just didn't realize that at the time. Otherwise, I would have asked them. So that's another picture I have with the Stooge connection from, and it was in Snow White and the Three Stooges, too. So that's a second Joe DeRita connection with Mo and Larry. So.
Yeah. And the Bravados, that was a serious film.
Yes, yeah. Joe DeRita was like a creep.
Yeah, he's
Like,
really creepy in that.
Like, he was a jerk. He was like a jerk without using a foul language word. He was like literally a jerk in that movie.
Yeah, but you realize how good of an actor he was.
Yeah, because he played the jerk well.
Yeah. I got to say, I was trying to get the Three Stooges Plus channel to license 4 scenes from the Three Stooges doing Ed Sullivan show.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to watch like a screener copy, and I had never seen these before. I don't know if they're out there. I saw them on YouTube, like a couple of them on YouTube, but really, really bad quality. But I got to see this past week some really good quality versions of the Slowly I Turn with Mo Larry. They're all Mo Larry and Curly Joe, right? Slowly I Turn.
Yeah.
And then they did a doctor sketch, the Maha sketch, what was the last one? I can't think of the last one, but it's.
I know what you mean. But Joe
It was
DeRita,
so funny.
people say he's hilarious in,
Yeah.
in the live show, TV shows that they did.
Oh, the
when he's
stuntman,
like,
the stuntman bet.
Yes,
Which they
yeah.
also
Oh,
did
with
on
the blonde,
Steve
the
Allen.
wig, yeah.
Yeah, they also did
Yes.
all these on Steve Allen, but they're really funny, and you could see Joe's timing.
Yeah, and Joe, like the scripted movies, people say what you want. I always promote the Joe DeRita features because they were dealing for kids. They weren't for adults anymore. They're for kids, and people don't realize that. And then they're older too at the time. You're not gonna, when you're 70, you're not running around like when you were like 30. I mean, I'm in my 50s. I don't run around like when I was in my 20s anymore either. So it's
I could segue into that too, because that's what happened to me this week. I sprained my knee. You can't.
Yeah.
I got a knee.
I'm not wearing underwear.
I know. I contacted you earlier today. You said, I'm at the doctor's right now. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not wearing underwear.
I was driving into work yesterday, and I pull in, and I'm like 20 minutes late. But I figure it'll be fine because, like, the boss is usually half hour late, an hour late. You know, he comes in usually a little later. And as I come in, he's walking into the building, and I'm like, nah! And I'm in my car, and I like gun it up the ramp, pull into a parking spot, and I get out. And I'm like, I know he's gonna walk in, get in the elevator, go up to the second floor, so I'm booking it. I'm running across the parking lot, running the building, fly up 2 flights of stairs, get to my desk. I'm like, and he walks in, boom, and I'm like, hey, Earl, you're late. And meanwhile, I'm dying, and all of a sudden, I stand up, and I can't walk. My whole right knee gives out.
Oh,
and, like, for the rest of the day,
Karma! How could you?
Stooge. It was like a Stooge, yeah. So I went to the doctor today, and I sprained it.
Yeah. You didn't do workman's comp?
No. I figured that didn't quite apply.
Oh, it applies.
Oh, does that?
Ow!
Does that?
How come I don't get workman's comp for the beating I take every week? Mom!
Well, also, like maybe let's get Gary Lassen on and Steve Cox and any of these other guys. We'd love to talk with them.
Yeah, I will do. I'm just.
Come and be with
I don't want the meeting to end. Not that it will with Teams, but like I just something popped up. You have 5 minutes left in your meeting, so I am going to.
Okay. Well, we gotta wrap it up anyway.
Yeah. No, I know. I'll talk forever too.
You need to go to bed and get your beauty rest.
Well, and we're gonna do a react video.
We are
saintly.
I'm hungry.
Nice. No, I'd love to do this again. I'd love to do it again, and I'll bring other stuff, and we'll like you said, we'll share videos, and we'll play them live and.
Great.
And
awesome.
make fun of how I sound. It's like.
Oh yeah, you're great. I can't wait. It'll be great stuff. I know the fans.
Oh, I want to mail you guys some pictures to sign, and I sound like that. Like I was like, oh my god, I sound like.
Oh boy, maybe you can send me something to sign, Rich.
Like this whiny little kid's like, oh my god, like shut this kid up, please.
Ah, man.
I can't wait to hear it. I
love it.
really am looking forward to. I really want to see the convention footage. I think the fans are gonna kick out of that. Yeah.
Especially from the '80s, like maybe like we're gonna sing together somewhere because I was going to them back then too, and we're not that far apart. I think the age difference between me and you is the same as between Brad and me. I don't know, but I don't know. But we don't have to talk about age. Yeah.
I think we're close.
I just turned 60.
Yeah, he's really old.
Yeah. I'll go by. I'm saying, and your birthday's May.
That's
May
not the way.
right? I know your birthday's in May.
When the MC of the show says he's 60 and he says he's really old, that's your time to say he's not. Look, he looks like he's 40.
Well, he doesn't want to lie.
Well, I thought it was 35.
Why is he
actually.
lying about knowing all these people? Now he met them.
I'm in my extremely early, almost mid-50s. I'll put it that way.
There you go.
All right.
Extremely
You
early,
look
yeah.
a day over 58.
Yeah, like Bill says, not
Wait, I'm not 58 yet.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
But this is me.
Thank you.
Andy, your birthday's in August. Brad, your birthday's in May. See how you can know that. So.
Well, thanks for remembering.
Yeah, and Rich, thanks so
yeah.
much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
You're the best.
You got it, guys. I'll talk to everybody soon. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this so much.
All right.
I'm gonna be so wired. I'm on East Coast time, so it's 11. I am so wired now. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep, so I'm gonna have to go outside and run around the block a couple times and all that.
You go do it, and
Go to the Three Stooges Plus channel. You can watch all 190 shorts in pure HD.
That's true.
Wow.
And everybody check out Rich's YouTube channel. We'll put the link in the description in a bit, but it's Rich the Freak. just do @RichTheFreak. Also, we got a lot of great people here
We love you.
in the comments. Andy Radu and Suprav, thank you very much.
Andy!
Yeah, thank you.
I know Andy Radu too, so that's why I just
Sue,
yelled at Andy.
Joel Hurley, Pete, Mark,
Joe.
Jessica, Alan, Sydney.
Hey.
Oh yeah, VM Video Master.
Oh yeah.
He says, I do Slapstick Sunday for the Stooges. My cousin was a fan of Andy and Brad before she died. She had a dream of being on their live stream.
Oh, wow.
Can I be on just to make her last wish come true? You never know. You never know. But check out VM Video Master, Sydney Willis, Carol, Heidi Lynn. Everyone give our love also to Sue Prav, who's our moderator, keeping out the bad guys.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Sue. We love you. Jimmy, thank you, and all you fans liking, commenting, subscribing, ringing the little bell.
Yeah, for notifications.
We really appreciate it.
Anyways, that was
Great.
awesome.
And next time we'll
Wow.
cut slices of the 35-year-old pie crust
I'm already
and
getting
sample it and
gassy
see what
thinking
happens.
about it. Thanks, Rich.
Oh my God, he's passing out.
All right, take care, Rich.
Randy. See you guys.
Bye, bye.
Oh boy, what a special guest that was.
That was a special guest. He was great.
He was great, and so are you guys.
He was stupendous.
He was fantastic.
He was even mediocre.
He was basically, well, subpar. But you know what, folks? You guys are above. You're above subpar. You guys are excellent. We love you. I guess we'll see you next week, right?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
It'll be July 3rd.
The day before Independence Day and the day before my daughter Elizabeth Elaine's birthday. She was born on the 4th of July. Everybody, be safe, be kind, everyone, and remember,
Yes.
keep the laughter alive. We love you guys.
How do we do that?
You just keep watching the Stooges and be nice to everybody, and then you ring the little button and make it go bye-byes.
Saintly.
Make it go